Hi, everyone, and welcome back. Part 2 of today's newscast. I believe we're going to, afterwards, tape 2 more segments, and we'll put those on at Friday so we can get much more and go into a little bit more depth. Okay, and right now I'm with Rich Farrington. How you doing, Rich?
Hey, yeah.
I'm glad you could join us and everything. Of course, you were just in a. Let's do a little bit of stuff. You know, this is a big to-do over here on our side of the county. You know, a lot going on. You were, am I showing yours?
Nope.
This is what, in the newspaper, you had just authored an argument, point, counterpoint. We'll get into that a little bit later, and a few other things. I'm going to start off, I said there's a lot going on this side of the county, and Mark Bennett, who writes columns and stuff, and this was in the Amador News. Anyway, and here he kind of starts off part of it, and he says the Amador Mokelumne River Authority, a joint powers agreement signed by Calaveras, states to preserve the use of the Mokelumne River for consumers in Amador and Calaveras County, and to preserve the protect water reserved to Amador and Calaveras. And he asks the question, did Calaveras County Board of Supervisors violate the spirit of the law or the law itself in their endorsement of the Wild and Scenic Designation for the Mokelumne River? Now, I know that's a question, but it's not directed at you. It's public at large. But I have, going to be here somewhere. That always happens when you have too much stuff. Here we go. This came as a surprise just in. Here we go. Let's say the Calaveras Board made their decision to support the scenic designation while having absolutely nothing in their packet in the form of real information. Not the California Wild and Scenic Act, not the proposed language of the bill, nothing but the resolution as drafted. A resolution. This is a resolution, ladies and gentlemen. TSPN has quite a few of these. This is a resolution. You know, we hang on our wall and they say, whereas Tom and Sue are so good, TSPN did this and that, and thanking you and things like that. So anyway, nothing but the resolution as drafted by the Foothill Conservancy. It even appeared very hidden in their agenda. It was not an item either in their consent or the regular agenda, or, you know, a meeting where you have a hearing and people get to talk. It was an area they called acknowledgments and resolutions. That's apparently meant for items as so innocuous it comes even before matters not on the agenda. And, you know, that's like one of the first things you discuss almost right after the opening. Okay, so what do you think?
Okay.
Well, are you surprised by this?
I'm a director of Amador Water Agency, District 3,
right,
which is pretty much the upcountry area. And I want to say that the Amador Board and I believe all the other water districts in both counties were surprised by this bill. There wasn't any forewarning. It was introduced, I think, April. They used the gut and amend approach, which means there was an existing bill before this Wild and Scenic, and they took that out and put in this particular, it's SB 1199.
Right, it starts off here, if I could just interrupt you for a moment. It goes like, you know, SB 99's amendment, parks, regional park, and open space districts, noticing, and, you know, that starts right off as cut. It was from another bill, and cut and paste, I guess you'd call it gut and paste. And so, you know, you use the other language. That's probably handy to be able to do that, but nonetheless, that's the way that it was done. Interesting, it's a pretty long bill, but the first page deals, I believe, with the Mokelumne. Then, it was unbelievable when I was reading it. There's so many rivers that are in here, the Klamath, the Trinity River, the Smith River, the Middle Fork of sections of that, the Crescent City topography. We go on here, Monkey Creek. These are just names that are just popping out as I go down there. Other ones as well. Preston Peak, Mountain. Anyway, it goes on and on. When we get back into page 16, where we get to talking about the Mokelumne River, that's where the North Forks Recreational Wild basically wild recreational. But this isn't with the latest amendments. I didn't have the latest amendments and things like that. So
Well, it was
Continue
very short time. It was really
just trying to give you
it
people
was-
an idea of the bill itself.
There was really only about 3 weeks that our agency had to try to study and catch up to speed, have a meeting, have discussion, take public input and all of that to try and figure out whether there's any impact on our water. That is our mission, to protect the supplies of our water. And our Amador Water Agency Board, Calaveras County Water District, and Jackson Valley Irrigation District are the 3 in both counties water agencies that have voted against that. That's 12 elected officials have opposed this SB 1199 because of the threat to our water system. Formerly, proponents had claimed that there would be no effect on our water supply because AWA has senior water rights, and so the designation wouldn't have any impact. That is wrong. Our water rights are not all senior. In fact,
Okay.
and
wanna
the designation would have an impact.
We're going to get back to you. I know I've been talking most of this, but we're certainly going to let you go, and you're going to hear a lot of what Rich has to say come Friday. I've got about a minute left, though. I just wanted to say, when you're talking now, and also in this letter, basically says, in addition, and this is relating to the Calaveras Board, it said, do they understand that the Wild and Scenic Designation means that no diversion in or above the designated segments can be made if that diversion adversely affects the flows in the designated systems?
The chairman of the Calaveras County Water District told me that they were not even consulted about any potential impacts before their Board of Supervisors voted.
Had no packet. Had no hearing.
They didn't even bother to ask their own water agency whether there was any impact.
Okay, so we're gonna, I guess, leave you with that. Actually, we have we have 1 minute. So when we come back in the next minute, maybe we'll get to talk about a little bit more some of the very people that, as Rich had talked about, the Jackson Valley Irrigation System who chimed in on this. The California Farm Bureau who chimed in on this. We spoke briefly of CAMRA. What's CAMRA again?
That's Calaveras Amador Mokelumne River Authority. It's a JPA or Joint Powers Agreement that's set up by both counties and the various water agencies. Okay. I'm a member of CAMRA.
Okay, so you are a member of CAMRA, and we're probably going to get into that as well. So stay with us. You're going to have to watch Fridays as well over the weekend to find out more right here on TSPN. You're watching Amador County's local television network, TSPN.